Hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Karen's Stamp Pad. My name is Karen Scott, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Edmonton, Alberta. So welcome to today's lives. Today I'm going to play with the new online exclusive, which is the Trucking Along bundle. And unfortunately, it is the punch is sold out. And but you can still get your hands on the stamp set. So until the punch is available, if you want, it's not hard to fussy cut. Or if you want to place a $35 order, I will send you the kits to make 4 of the cards that I will be making using this bundle, and I will punch out the truck for you, and then because it is photopolymer, you can see through it and you can stamp on the punch, and it would be easy peasy. So anyway, hello Margaret Ann, hello Cynthia, welcome, thank you for joining me. So I didn't go all out today and find a fanciful to do. I'm just going to do some, just because this stamp or this stamp set and punch is so adorable, and you can mass produce all of your Christmas cards using this. So I thought I'd just do a simple layout, and I can do different colors and different hello Denise, welcome, happy Tuesday to you. And so we could use different colors, different designer series paper, and you have the same card but it looks totally different. So so that's one I did. Like I said, I just did come up with a layout, and the other one is using actually the designer series paper from the One Horse Open Sleigh Suites. So I just grabbed one of those. I had actually made it when I was trying to do the cards for the One Horse Open Sleigh, and I stuck one of the trucks on it, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. So anyway, it's real simple. So let me turn you down, and let me see. Here we go. So anyway, let me just show you some of a couple of the first card that, let's say, that I'm doing. So I came up with this very simple card for the One Horse Open Sleigh, and I used the what do you call it? The die. It's the picture frame die. But anyway, it's retired. So this time I'm using the deckled rectangles, and I'm going to use 2 of those to cut out a frame for it. That's Fabulous Frames, I think it was called. So thanks for sharing, Margaret Ann. So this is what I did. Christmas is, it always seems when people are getting their Christmas photos done, there's always one of these trucks, and it's always red or cherry cobbler, right? And so I just stuck that on, and that was the first one, and then I just stuck the truck on. So you could go with red, you could go with blue. I had a blue, I stamped a blue one earlier and I stuck it on, but it actually so you could have the blue if you wanted, and it would blend in, but I don't know, it just kind of, it said Christmas to me with the red. So anyway, so this is what we're going to do. I have I'm just going to show you how I cut out a frame. So these are the deckled rectangles, all out of sorts, but I took the large one, which would be this one, and then the third largest one, so that we have a bit of a border. So I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine and some washi tape to hold it in place. I want it to be as straight as possible. Piece of cardstock. So our card base is just your regular card base, right? 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And that's what I was playing with when when I came on, was trying to grab a piece of washi tape. All right, that looks kind of even. So I'm going to put my washi tape on, hold it in place, and cut that out. So you can see how easy this is, but the reason I came up with a different card was I thought, you know, just using a couple of, you could use all sorts of backgrounds that were in this designer series paper, I guess. But I thought, well, I'd have to buy a few packages of this to get multiple cards made. So there we have our frame. See how easy that was? Keep this together so I don't lose it. You know me. I will put it down and I won't find it for a while. So anyhow, so we've got that. I went ahead and I cut a piece of the designer series paper. I used exactly the same, but I cut in a different spot. And you can cut this because this is 5 inches by a little bit less than 4, I think. So cut this by 3.5 by maybe 4.5. I cut it a little smaller, so I'm gonna be hoping that I don't have a gap. So I should use my silicone craft mat underneath here, and I'm gonna end up making a mess of my surface. And I'm going to put this on here. See, my sides are a little short. But anyway, this works. And so bring in my I didn't score it. Shame on me. But that's okay. I will just bring in my foam folder and lay that down. So the other thing I put underneath was just a piece of basic white, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and you can emboss it if you want. This one I embossed. This one I'm just going to put on, and it's just a little bit smaller than our frame that we just made. So I'll put that on. So we're just making our card base, and then we'll get to the fun part. You could pop this up if you wanted. I'm not going to because I'm a little short on the sides, shall we say. And to me, this just looks like a photo that should be hanging up on a wall. Just like that. Now, what I should have done was stamp my sentiment before I put this down, but I didn't because I am a little short, and I don't want to have it too close to the edge. So I like that "wishing you a season of cheer" because that truck says that to me. So I'm going to pull in my one horse open sleigh, or my horse and sleigh stamp set. And I could put "sending warmth your way." And because I have not as much room as on this card, I think I'm going to go with "sending warmth your way." It's a smaller stamp, just so it looks more centered, I guess. put it the right way. And pull in my Night of Navy. So this is a real simple one. I'm going to lay it flat. Sending warmth your way. Okay. And then now let's play with the truck. So I just ordered myself a new real red ink pad. So I pulled out to do this. I pulled out one of my ink spots, and or my cherry cobbler I think should do it. So what I did now, don't laugh at me. I do enough of that. I go ahead and I stamp my trucks, right? Because I don't get it right necessarily the first time. Something's wrong with my ink. I don't, whatever. It just, I have problems. And then on top of that, I have problems stamping the tires after I stamp the truck. So I have to stamp the tires first. So I went ahead and I stamped all the tires on the truck. And I didn't like the black because it doesn't look worn then. And this is an older truck. So I used the basic gray. So yeah, every truck that I stamped first, the color, and then I tried to stamp the tires afterwards. It just didn't work. I had them all over the place. So anyway, so I went ahead and just stamped the tires. So you notice I've got quite a few of them because I'll be lucky if they work the first time. So let's just pull one of these in, and I've got my my piercing mat, and I'm using that because it is photopolymer, so I want a little bit of cushion. And let's grab the stamp set, which is right in front of my face. I didn't hide it in a drawer today. And because I've already stamped the outlines, they have the inside image. I'm going to put that on. And you know what? I think I'm going to try I like the real red, but I want to try the cherry cobbler. So I'm going to try that one first, and we'll see how that works. Some of my ink pads are too juicy, and so it looks a little funny when I stamp. And see, I just stamped off there. You can't see that, but it didn't work out so well for me. Yeah, it's I like the color. And you know, the other problem I have is I can't seem to get that window to stay white. All right. And I don't know if it's me or whether it's the stamp, but it must be me because some of them work out. This one I don't think is going to. So let's try this. I've got something on my stamp. See? I've got some dog hair on my stamp, I think. All right, let's try this again. This is why I do multiples. Well, that one's a little better. And look, I even have white in my window. So I'm cool with that. It's not as dark as I want, but then maybe my ink pad's not juicy enough, but that's okay. It works for me. I'm going to bring in my punch, and now I'm going to punch it. So one of the cards that I did, it's got these things that fly out. So it's got tires. It also has the punch. It has the, what do you call it? The fender. And what I'm assuming is a white piece of the window. And so what I did was I took it and I glued it on where the white was supposed to be in the window. And that worked. You don't get your steering wheel, but that's okay. All right, we'll put that aside. And so now I'm going to take my truck and I'm going to put it on here. It could use a little more color, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to make you sit and watch till I get it right. And I'm going to use this, my stamp and seal, because if I decide to go back and redo it, I can peel that off easier than if it was liquid glue. So there we go. Now we just have to do the inside. And there is our little truck trucking along. So that's the first easy card. Now let me just clean up my mess. Yeah, it didn't work out too bad, did it, Margaret Ann? Yeah. Oh, what? I stamped my truck yesterday. Everything was fine. And then messed up the tires. Yeah, that's exactly why I did the tires first, because I couldn't see properly, and I know it's my eyes, it's not the stamp. So anyway, let's put this aside. Now let me show you a couple. Now I did this in different colors, just so you could see. So this one is done. So my layout, it has a flagged piece. It has your designer series paper, and I used the die from, I just wanted circles, but I thought the circles should have something. So this is from the Radiating Stitches dies, the circles. So I punched out 3 of them, and I put my sentiment on one. And this is from the die cuts that I never remember the name of. You guys do, I'm sure. Sorry. That's bad. You would think I would know by now. Stylish Shapes dies. Okay. Eventually I'll get it. And then, so this is using the designer series paper that you can get in every color. This designer series paper was from the Hello Irresistible, and it's the soft seafoam. So I did all of that in soft seafoam plus the truck, and then I put so you notice this one has flowers in the back of the truck, and I stamped a tree there. So I stamped this tree a couple of times back here, and then put it in the back of the truck. And I don't know if you can see it, but I put a couple of the snowflakes there. So anyway, just simple layout. And I cut a bunch of these circles out. I cut them out. I cut my trucks out and stamped them. And yeah, so I'm ready to go. Now I just have to do the others. So let's see. Oh, and I embossed, dry embossed the back of that flagged part. So let's bring in, I'm going to do a different color. And I guess I didn't cut this down. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Grab my paper trimmer. We want, this is from the Bright and Beautiful, the balloons, the Bright Beautiful Balloons designer series paper. So 4 by 5 1/4. We also have some ribbon because this is very plain. So is the other one, but I have some ribbon. This is the Afternoon Azure. So I'm going to put that down here. I have a piece. This is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And if you don't have, I have the punch. I can punch it. If you don't have that and you want to flag your, just cut in the center, up the center, and then on a diagonal to the center. And then you have your flagged piece. So I'm going to bring this back in. This out of the way. And I think this is the embossing folder. I'm pretty sure it's still current, and it's one that you can use in the mini cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to take my flag, and I love this design, but I put it on an angle so I have let's do it this way. Here we go. You see how quick and easy this comes together. Sometimes it's easier just to follow a sketch layout and come up with cards. I think this truck just kind of stands on its own. All right, there's all my pieces now. All right, so let's just put this together. Oh, thanks, Cynthia. Oh, any tips for the tree? Oh, which tree are you let me just, Denise, which tree did, I don't know. I find mine didn't turn out too bad, but let's see, the soft sea foam, and I know I shouldn't do this, but I use the evening evergreen, and it's retired, but it is one of my favorite colors for the Christmas season, and the greens. I'm not a big, the truck set tree. Yeah, there's a couple of trees in it though. So there's the one that where's the other card? So the tree in the background here is one that stands up, and that one I did with the garden green, which I know is still in one of our colors. Excuse me. And I'm not fussy about the way that turned out either. But what I did was I took the garden green and I stamped the outline image, and then when I stamped the fill, I stamped off and then stamped again, so it was a little bit lighter so you could see the details in it. I don't know if that helps. I did the same thing with this one, but like I said, I used the evening evergreen, but I stamped it full strength for the outline, and then I stamped off and then stamped on to get just sort of a lighter shading. And so hopefully that helps. I don't know if it does. Sorry, Denise. Okay, I'm going to put, hello, Kathy. How are you? I'm going to put this on because I want some ribbon on here. So before I glue this down, there we go. I've already got some Okay. Now I'm going to place that here. I could have held it down with tear and tape. It might have held better. And then I'm going to take our flagged piece that we've embossed, and I'm going to put it right here. All right. So now let's work on our truck. Oh, cool. So yeah, you use the evening evergreen. So use it. Don't stamp off like when you're doing your outline. Do your outline first, and then when you're doing your shading part, stamp that off, and then put then stamp. So this one, let me see. I'm going to try my truck with the Afternoon Azure. And then I saw, and oh, I wish I remembered her name. I had to ask what she did. And of course, it all made sense after she told me. She had a truck that she stamped, and she made it look like it was all rusty. It was like, how did you do that? It looks so good, so natural. And she had, is Cajun Craze still? I still haven't figured all of these out. What's retired? I started removing some from my my things here so that I don't get confused, but I haven't gone through all of them. So let's bring in our shading. And then, of course, we need our dauber. Now let's try this. Like I said, it may take me a couple of tries. Oops. Bring in my... Okay, because I can't get my head in here. I'm not sure if I'm lined up. I don't want you to see the top of my head. Whew. Well, that turned out okay, but don't like it. It's not the color I want because I didn't clean that properly. So let's bring this in. Try again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I still had some cherry cobbler on there, so it turned out purple. Okay. So we've, see my window, and that's a little too light. See, you could watch me go through a whole bunch and I don't. This could get ugly. Oh, maybe we won't do the rest. Okay, but I'm going to try. So now I'm going to clean off my stamp set, and I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to take my, I cleaned this off, take my dauber, and I've got Cajun Craze. And I'm just going to dab that around the wheel wells. Let's see, I'm going to do it on this one first. See how that turns out. Yeah, not as dark as I'd like. All right. And that looks dirty. So I'm just going to leave it. And you notice that, see, this time I have a stamped window. I don't like it. Okay, clean it off again. I could go through a lot of these just to get it right. And you know what? Half the I don't have. I'll take this. I forgot to put my pad back underneath my. Let's try one more. Told ya. All right, one more. Don't push so hard. And now I've got my thing underneath, and it still turns out the same. So I'm good with this. I'll leave that. Or I could be here all day just trying to get it right. And see, this one I don't. Oh no, I don't have the wheels done on it. See, I went through all the ones with the wheels. Shoot. Here we go. Now you want to see me mess this up too. Let's pull this out. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to pull it closer so I can see it. I'm sorry. I did it. Yay. Okay, so now what, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with those trees. Actually, I'm going to work with one of the trees, and then I'm going to let's pull in this one. And pick a color. Like I said, I'm not, you know what? I'm going to go with my garden or my evening evergreen just because I like it. So let's do this. So we're going to stamp, and I'm going to cover this up with the, this is the outline. And I'm going to cover this up with the trucks. So now what I want to do is grab the shading part. And I'm going to stamp it off. And then there we go. So that's what we have there, Denise. So so what, let me say, okay, then what I want to do is I want for the back of the truck, I want, and I'll show you, I've done one in this color and I made everything work the way I wanted. Of course, when you do it live, it just doesn't work, but I'll show you the finished product after. But I went and there is the side, is what you call them, the sideboards. And so I want them so over here for my truck. I've got something on here and I don't know. Okay. Oops. Wrong color. I'm going to use Pebble Path. So I'm going to take my truck and just kind of put it here. So it's going to cover up the trees, but I want this about here. And that one was the filler inner, so I'm not going to do two. So you see there. And then I'm going to bring in some flowers. If I can see which ones. There we go. I'm having a day. This is supposed to be a simple card. And then I'm just going to stamp them in Memento. And I'm going to color them in just with some daffodil yellow. Oops, wrong end. You just want a little color. You don't have to color the whole thing because you're not really going to notice it. You'll just notice the color, but not that. And then different color green. So this is my shaded spruce that I'm sure is retired. Okay, so good enough. And let's bring in some crumb cake, dark crumb cake, just to do our tree. There we go. And now we just put our truck on, and we have that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my blue, pebbled path. All right, well, I'm going to carry on now. I'm just going to outline it. Close up your dies after you, or your ink pads after you use them. All right, so we'll do that. Now it looks black. Oops, flying. But that's okay. I'm just going to go over it with blue so you'll be able to see a little bit. Fix that up so you don't have to do it again. Okay. Now I'm going to put that on here. And then I'm going to bring in my 3 pieces that I've cut. And trust me, I cut them. Okay, I'm going to pop this up. All right. Pop this up with my dimensionals. And I'm getting down to the last little bit. So you know to cut the sides, right? Cut them and use everything that you've got. Because it all works. Nobody's going to see it. Okay. And now, these guys I just put here. And then my special delivery right there. So don't forget to do some bling on it. Add some rhinestones. So this is your card, and this is what I wanted to show you. This is what it's supposed to look like. So see with the rust on it, and I didn't do the outline. What I did is I did a splatter on here. I don't know if you can see it. So I got the aqua painter or water painter, and I dipped it in the afternoon azure, and I just flicked the water on it. But anyway, this is what my card is supposed to look like. This is what my card does look like. But once I add some rhinestones to it, I don't know. See, I love the rust on it. It just but anyway, it's a simple layout. You could do multiple cards if you can get you know, I've already messed this up already. I'm just going to give it a go. Why not, right? I can always peel this off and put another one on, but let me try if I can find it. See, put it all away. Let's see if I can get the rust going on this one. I just need to make it a little darker. Okay. And I think what I did was I put that on with the blue. Yeah. But oh well, it adds a little bit. Doesn't look too bad, but anyway, let's just say this is what it's supposed to look like if you get it right. So, oh, thanks guys. You're so sweet. But yeah, so simple cards, and you don't have to do the rest on it. You just, go to town and you can make, like I said, multiples. And let's get this guy back in here. So anyway, that's it for today. And I will try and come up with a fancy fold for the next day, but it might just be some more simple cards. So I'm kind of at I've got a block going on. So anyway, yes, try the rest. But I think what I've done was originally just stamped it lightly and then put the rest on at the same time. And what you could do is have two different daubers. So if you wanted your blue, put your blue on around the rest of it and then put the rest on there and try that. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for joining me and watching me fumble through this. I hopefully next time will go easier. I really got to practice with this truck set. They were all working when I was doing them earlier, but as soon as I get on camera, it has to give me a hard time, right? So anyway, all right. Thanks for joining me today, ladies. You guys are all so sweet, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. So take care. Bye for now.